am Muñiz from FEUGA.
I am Muñiz from FEUGA, and I'm in charge of the innovation department of this foundation. Our purpose is to promote the exchange of knowledge through companies and researchers in the area, in the region of Galicia, a Spanish region, into the northwest of the country.
Explain you very quickly the origin of this project.
I'm here to illustrate this project. Just allow me a few minutes to explain how this project originated. FEUGA has worked with the viticultural sector ever since 2006 from a regional perspective initially, and then it became part of many Interreg projects, WineTech, WineTech Plus, so it works throughout Europe. For all these projects, we have identified different needs in the sector. Currently, we are trying to define new projects to respond to these needs in order to provide resources to producers and growers and solve the situation in the sector.
Here you are the different.
Here are some of the needs we've identified, and here's an illustration of the various projects and initiatives that we're involved in with many partners at European level. This is what is going on with this project. Why is the title Wet Wine? We decided to submit the project as part of the Interreg program because of the relevance of the area from the industry perspective. It accounts for 25% of Europe's area under vines. We've identified the consequences at an environmental level of our industry in terms primarily of water consumption and the use of fertilizers. While evaluating and assessing the financial consequences for the sector, the environmental consequences that have financial implications. For this reason, with our partners in the project, we decided to devise an innovative solution for managing wastewater in the sector and effluents. That's why we elaborated this wet wine project. What's the objective? We'd like to validate an innovative wastewater management and valorization system, as well as to obtain and characterize a high-quality fertilizer through the process, to popularize this wet wine technology through the industry, and formulate recommendations for the use and management of water and wastewater in the wineries. What's the basis for this technology? There are various elements involved. First of all, at the winery, water was placed in an anaerobic reactor, which makes it possible to process water quickly. This reactor or digester involves ancillary technologies.
Limits by themselves. For that, the liquid fraction resulting of this.
Because of the fluids that are released, that's why the fluids that are produced after this first treatment is sent to a plant purification system. It's essentially a shallow tank filled with filtering material, generally gravel, fine gravel or sand, and everything is planted with some vegetation. The water that flows through these tanks will then run off on the surface and the substrate. The mechanisms that occur in this purification system are complex and involve physical and chemical and biological processes. At the end, the water is ready for being reused in the process to clean the winery or also for irrigation purposes. And this essentially to improve one's ecological footprint. When it comes to the solids produced through the process, the solids that go through the digester or reactor, it is directed to the organic residue treatment system, and everything is channeled through a system that processes these solids in this shallow tank. And this is planted with reeds. This purification tank involves 3 different processes. The water is drained and evapotranspirated, and then mineralization, which is mostly aerobic, and then ionization. At the end of this process, we obtain water that can again be used for irrigation or that can be released outside. And we have a stabilized isolator that we can use as a fertilizer in the vineyard. Here are a few photos of these purification tanks. We built a pilot plant in our region at a winery located in the Rias Baixas, a designation area. Here you see some pictures of the construction site of the pilot plant. It is important to highlight the following as well. We also work with the fertilizers. The project is aimed at developing experimental tests, agronomic trials, in order to validate the agricultural characteristics and properties of these fertilizers. These trials will be carried out in different regions: northern Portugal, south of France, Galicia, and Rioja.
Planners several events and workshops to transfer the project results. A handbook of good practices will include a description of the wet wine system and some recommendations for applying it. A guide for the modification of public policies for the environment and rural development. We will design a software for demonstrating the benefits of the wet wine system. We are editing the first number of the Wet Wine magazine. We are also visiting wineries and we are organizing meetings with suppliers, and our idea is to promote new projects based on the wet wine results. What are the benefits? The water resulting of the project will meet the established release limits. We will revalorize winery residues through the process of reuse of sludge as a fertilizer. We will raise environmental awareness within the wine grower and winemaking sector. And we will try to contribute to the adaptation of current public policies in the areas of waste management, environmental protection, and rural development. Who are the partners? WETWINE takes place in 12 viticulture regions of 3 countries of the Southwest Europe. We are 8 partners from Spain, Portugal, and France, and the project has a duration of 36 months. As I said previously, the project is funding for Interreg SUDOE program. Thank you very much for your attention.